Well, welcome back to POE, you guys. I figured I would show off this build that I've been leveling lately. It's a Shockwave Total build that's converted to cold, which is really powerful, actually. I had my eye on this build for, I think, 2 leagues now, but I didn't know if I wanted to play it because of the playstyle, because of the physical converted or whatever. I just didn't know if it'd be comfortable, like Freezing Pulse Ice Spear. But to be honest, this build is very, very powerful, and it's really, really cheap. And if any of you want to do a totem build that is super cheap and really, really powerful with screen clear, and sometimes even off screen, I would actually suggest Shockwave Totem over Freezing Pulse Ice Spear. And what's crazy about that is I think it's actually better than Freezing Pulse Ice Spear in a sense. For boss killing, the build's a bit but for like map clearing, it definitely does the job. So to make the build function, you need the Hemorrhage Sorrows. I can't say anything. You need this for the 100% cold conversion, and then you need the chest and the weapon. The weapon is mainly for the crit chance and the health regen, but also if you read the bottom, where it, well, not the bottom, but like the third from the bottom, it says 30% increased area of effect. That is the main reason why you're using this, is because of that, plus the crit. Because the ring takes 30% of area of effect, it takes it away. 20% less area of effect, and this gives you 30%. So you're getting the 20% back plus an additional 10% extra. So that kind of like counteracts each other. But also this has a 243% critical strike chance for spells if you've killed recently, which is like all the time. So if you kill like a basic pack or a blue pack and then you find a yellow, your crit chance is like absurd. And then your crit strike multi is the opposite. If you haven't killed, your crit multi is higher. So it's a pretty powerful weapon. You need it too. And the chest piece, you need it because 45% increased area of effect and damage, plus a little LE damage. I don't know what extra gore does. Maybe they just explode when they die. More damage, I guess. And then evasion, energy shield. So, like, when you start the build, you need the gloves as like ASAP. You can use them at level 9 or whatever they are and just wear them. I wouldn't suggest really using the ring until you get the weapon, but I did use the ring throughout pretty much the whole campaign and it felt fine. The only difference is the AOE. Like your totem AOE Shockwave is going to be like 20% smaller, which isn't a big deal for going through the campaign. So, not too big. Also, the prices on these were super, super cheap. I think I bought this for like 1 chaos. I bought this for, I want to say 2 chaos, but I could be wrong. It might be 1. I bought this for 1 chaos, and I bought this for, I think I bought this for 2. So like realistically, these are super, super easy to get throughout the campaign. Like super, super easy. The only problem I had with this build was dexterity. That was something I was short on. So I put dex here, plus you have to have a strength dex. So dexterity is what I was short on because of the weapon and the chest piece. Those two required a pretty decent dex. Also, we're 67. We're almost done with the campaign. And I know this doesn't say anything, but 14,000 totem damage. And we're doing 2126 cold damage. And with all 5 totems, I don't think it counts it, but yeah. It's pretty powerful. And then we are res capped for the time being. And we're using determination. I have haste on discipline. Or not discipline, but divine. I just don't have enough mana yet. But I'm not really worried about the haste. It's not a big deal. But we're using determination and hatred. Hatred for the cold. And we have 3,500 armor, which isn't that bad. And 1,750 evasion. So it's not crazy. And when it comes to like the build, this is a crit strike Shockwave totem build, so it is based around crit strike, crit multi, just like Freezing Pulse. Except this build is easier to crit cap, or at least get enough crit strike, than it is freezing pulse. So with the build, we did go up here for LE damage, obviously, and we grabbed all of these nodes early in the game. We didn't grab these two early in the game, just so you guys know. We grabbed all these and rushed straight up, and we went all the way to the totems first. And then we grabbed health, we grabbed some of this, and then we went to the totem. So you don't have to go with the totem, but I did just to see how it felt. And the totem playstyle wasn't really for me until I got the extra totem. Once I got the extra totem, then I was able to go into here, because then I would have 3 totems, and I would have... My playstyle was putting out 1 Shockwave totem and 2 flame totems. Holy flame totems, I think, is what I was doing. Because flame totems had the AoE damage, and then Shockwave had like a little bit of AoE, so I was kind of like using both of them at the same time. And then by the time I got to like the second tree, the second ascendancy, where it had more damage per totem and the regeneration, then I kind of swapped out. Between 45 and 50 or so is when I swapped out flame totem and just started using Shockwave, because it felt comfortable in terms of DPS and just the clear. But I would definitely recommend using flame totem and Shockwave just to get the feel of Shockwave. But flame totem has really good damage, so that's how I played it. And then we grabbed all of these within the first lab to second lab, and then we went straight over here, grabbed health because I kind of wanted all this extra stuff, and then I went straight up to endurance charges, and then from there I went into the mana, because I really needed mana and mana reservation, because once you get the second ascendancy you have plenty of mana regenerate, but I was already in here before then. So I needed this. And then I went straight to cold. And then from there I went to endurance charges, and then from there I went to more totem stuff, crit strike, and then now I just recently went over here and the health and everything. But also I think after second lab, I forgot to mention this, but after second lab I would swap this out. So instead of LE damage, go with your physical damage. So swap these out, in my opinion, after second lab. And then also got the health. The jewels are just shit. Nothing special. But yeah, this is the build. It's extremely powerful. I permanently have endurance charges and safety charges. Like it's pretty good damage. Like, this build is actually crazy, dude. It's got so much freaking damage. And like I said, it feels comfortable. It's not like freezing pulse, you know what I mean? Like, also I forgot to mention, the totem can hit anywhere on the screen, even though the totems are right here. I forgot to mention, because of the ring. So Nova spells cast at a target location instead of around you. So that even though the totems are here, the totems will cast all out here. So watch, I'll put the totems here, and they're hitting over here. Like, look at this. It's hitting people nowhere near the totem. It's so freaking good for clearing. Obviously, put the totem on the enemy, it does the same thing. It's nothing, the damage doesn't change. I think as long as it hits, it hits. It doesn't matter if the totem's on them or not. So you don't even have to worry about putting the totem on the enemy. which is really useful when it comes to enemies that move around a lot, like some rares or some bosses. So I find that really useful. That's crazy damage, dude.
Become the heretic, dabbling in foul out.
But yeah, I'm enjoying this build a lot. Like it's super cheap. Like literally 3 chaos if that. Maybe 4 at most. I didn't realize I even killed the boss right there. The damage is so fucking crazy, man. And if you look at the crit chance, I know it doesn't equal anything, but 52% with that, 55% with my potion. That's pretty high crit chance actually for not even beating the game or having good gear. That's pretty decent crit chance if you ask me. Because the Freezing Pulse build, I wouldn't even have this much fucking crit. Look at the clear on that, dude. Like, I would highly recommend this build if you're a new player and you want to play a totem build. Like, with experience, Freezing Pulse Ice Spear is fun and powerful, but this build is way more new player friendly. Like, way more new player friendly. Like, for 1, it's cheaper. 2, the clear is really good. Survivability is pretty decent. I don't even know why I picked it up. And you have a higher crit rate right out of the get-go. Because with Freezing Pulse Ice Spear, you don't even get endurance charges unless you put totems down, I think. I think you have to put them down to get the charges. But with this build, you have them passively. Like, they don't ever go away. Like, they just stay there permanently. Which is weird. Yeah, crazy good build. Also, we are using 2 different curses. We're using Elemental and Frostbite. Frostbite is for the Arcanist brand, and this is just for basic packs of enemies. So like right here, just a basic pack. But for a boss, you obviously want the other one. They die so easily, man. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. You probably might have read it. The weapon, you gain 176 health per kill and 50 mana per kill. So you like, as long as you're killing shit, you don't even have to use a potion. Look at this clear speed, dude. Because it's a boss. Look how fucking easy that is, dude. That is so easy, man.
Perhaps for once.
This build does feel really good. I enjoy the build. Like I said, I would definitely prefer this build for new players over Freezing Pulse Ice Spear. And I say that from experience.
Good luck.
Because Freezing Pulse does require
Yes.
a lot more investment to get that crit chance that you're supposed to have. And this build, the crit chance just comes with the freaking build. It's not even like, you don't even have to look for it. Like, look at the damage, man. I don't know if the build can have 6 totems. I think it's just 5. But like 5 is really all you need, man. Like, look at that. And obviously if there's 100% crit, which it will be end game, obviously, but if it had the 100% crit, you would just be chunking people. Like, chunking them. Like, I'm already chunking her pretty damn good. And my crit's not even 50. It's like just under 50. Where are you at? Hello? Why you gotta be like that? Oh, well, hello.
My love.
What a find, dude. What a find.
You were too beautiful for this ugly world. I shall find.
It's like the first time I've ever found that helmet. I don't think I've ever found that helmet before.
You shall be rewarded.
That was pretty insane. More health. I'm just showing you guys a little bit of a preview of what this build can really do. We should try, I kind of want to try with that. See what kind of buffs we have on
Into the
this.
heart of darkness, I
40%
tread
chance to
once
suppress, that's not really too big of a deal. Splinters, calyx, artifacts, catalysts, additional physical damage reduction. Well, I'm doing cold damage, I don't know if that'll really matter. It shouldn't, but it's gonna be hard. Here they are. Yeah. They're vulnerable to freaking cold because of the physical reason that they have. Oh, that's good. I'm not doing physical damage. Hey, hey. Yeah, this build is really, really enjoyable, man. I'm definitely enjoying myself with this build. Pretty satisfying. Come on, drop the stuff, man. Life regen, physical resistant. Okay. Crazy. Oh no, way to go. It's probably down below me, isn't it? joke. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, fusings. I don't have anything good. Okay. Don't have anything good for this one. I have frogs, but it's too low of a level for the level I'm at. This one should give me some probably good stuff though. Who knows? Ugh. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Let's go. I didn't want that. Go away. Easy. That's crazy damage, dude. Just pop a box like nothing. What's the wrong button? I have to go into here as well. Dude, them being like infected, or not infected, but like, I don't know what it was called. No, I got today off. Jesus Christ, what is... Okay, that was weird. That was weird. She like literally didn't even touch my health. I don't even have a lot of health regen either. 88 health regen and she wasn't even touching me. sit here and This is some weird build, man. It's crazy good. It's really enjoyable though. How much is that?
Through darkness and blood with wrath.
Can't even touch this health, dude.
You're well, time. Good tidings. Ready to go?
Can't even touch it. Dude, this is so good.
Well, time and
Oh,
time.
bit of a lag.
Always keep your eyes on the horizon.
I remember.
Well, there you guys go. A Shockwave cult converted crit build, or whatever you want to call it. Shockwave totem crit. I don't know fucking what you want to call it. Crazy damage though. Like, such a good build, and it's actually, in my opinion, it is really enjoyable. The build is a bit until, you know, probably 30 or 40. Not because of your ascendancy. Like, it's just slow, because totem builds, you have slow cast speed, you just have slow placement speed, I should say. Like, it's just slow. But once you get your first ascendancy, you get placement speed, and then placement speed. This right here makes the build feel a lot better in terms of like how fast you can put your totems down. Once you get that, it feels pretty good. I mean, it's a bit iffy here and there on boss fights because single target damage is kind of just bleh, you know? Even with flame totem, it's pretty just shit. But the build does progressively actually feel better and become more powerful as you level up. That's what I've noticed. Like, it was kind of shit, but then once I got to like 40 plus, felt better. And then when I completed my second lab, it felt even better because I had an extra I didn't have an extra totem, but I had more mana regen, so I was able to spam totems and then regenerate mana back in like 2 seconds, and that felt even better. And then I swapped out flame totem and I stuck with Shockwave. Felt pretty good. And now I'm 69 and I had my weapon, this chest piece, and my ring all ready. I was already wearing the ring, and then it felt pretty good. But once I put on the weapon and the chest piece, oh my god, it felt really good. And then here's the thing. I ran my third lab at 62. Now, if any of you have played the game, third lab is level 68. I ran it at 62. And I actually was doing some serious damage. So if you can run third lab at 62 without the chest piece, because the chest piece is 66 to wear it. You have to be 66 to wear the chest piece. So I ran this with a 4-link, don't remember the chest piece, but it was like an evasion shield based chest piece, nothing crazy. And I didn't even have the weapon, because the weapon and the chest piece are both 66, I think. I think one of them was 66 and one was 62, I think. I don't remember. 65, so the chest piece was probably 62 and this one was 66, I don't remember. But anyways, I ran third lab without either of these. And it was a 68 place, so it was pretty sketchy. But it actually wasn't really that bad. Didn't even come close to dying either. I lost like maybe half my health on those porcupine fuckers, but that's kind of to be expected. They do a lot of damage. But other than that, this build is crazy and it's really, really fun. So I definitely give this build a try if you're a new player and you want to play a totem build. I would stay away from Freezing Pulse Ice Spear as a new player because, like I said, I played that build twice. First time I played Freezing Pulse Ice Spear, it was shit, even after I followed the guide and spent like 3 divines on it. The second time I played the Ice Spear build, it actually fucking was really good. I was able to do like T12, 13 maps fairly okay. And I spent, I think, almost 4 divines, mainly because of the stupid chess piece. But it felt better, but it wasn't really that great. But this build, it just feels comfortable playing through the campaign, because Freezing Pulse Ice Spear, you can't even play that build until you beat the campaign and you have your 3rd ascendancy. Bare minimum, in my opinion. This build, you just play right out of the get-go. Like, you can use Flame Totem all the way up until you get your totems. Swap over to Shockwave, or do what I did and just stay with Flame Totem and Shockwave until you start getting a bit more, damage. But you could easily swap to Shockwave Totem before you even get to like any of this shit. Just once you get all your totem stuff, boom, 3 totems. You're good to go. And then just keep leveling and leveling and leveling. Really good build.